Hello crafty friends, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be looking at using Distress Oxides in Violet. So this is another secondary colour. In the first video we used blues, reds and yellows, primary colours. In video 2 and 3 we used secondary colours, orange and green respectively, and as I say, today we're going to look at violet or purple. I have two violet Distress Oxides. I've got Wilted Violet and Shaded Lilac. There are others in the range in this colour family, but these are the ones that I tried and liked. So Shaded Lilac, I would say, is a bluish violet. It's violet with a bit of extra blue in. It's very pretty. And Wilted Violet, I would say, is a true violet. And this is Wilted Violet, and the two work really well together, I think. You can get a nice blend and transition seamlessly from one to the other. So that's them blended on the same piece of card. Let's smush. We'll start with Shaded Lilac. We'll just dilute that with some straight water. Pick it up with the smusher and smush it on. So I've dried that with my hairdryer and you can see definite different colours in there. You've got the lilac, there's a bit of blue and a bit of pink as well. So let's smush on a bit of Wilted Violet. Again, I will dilute that with water and we'll smush that on top. And then we've got a lovely layered look now, and you can see how diluting the Wilted Violet has lightened it a bit, as you'd expect. Same with the Shaded Lilac. For today's card, I thought I would do some gel printing. Now I've got a whole series on gel printing. So if you want more detail on the process and the kinds of things you can do, the kinds of inks and paints you can use, then do check that out. It's called Gel Printing 101, but I've started here by putting a thin layer of Shaded Lilac onto my gel plate using my brayer, and I've got Shaded Lilac left on my brayer. This is a piece of smooth white cardstock. I'll place it on there, take a bit of scrap paper and press it down and hopefully transfer that Shaded Lilac onto my card. There's a lovely layer of Shaded Lilac there. I'll add this back on, whatever's left on my brayer, and add in some Wilted Violet. When you use Distress Oxides on gel plates, less is definitely more. If you put too much ink on, it'll bead up. You just want a very thin layer. And now I'm going to take this rubber stamp, press it into that Wilted Violet, trying not to shift it at all. I don't want to smudge my image. And now I'll carefully lift that off, she says. And now press that Shaded Lilac paper onto that and press it down. And now I've got a beautiful Shaded Lilac flower stamped image with Wilted Violet around the outside. Now I'll add a bit more Wilted Violet and cover it again. I've got this stencil. I'm going to place that over the Wilted Violet. Then take another piece of card, place that on top, put my scrap paper on top, and again, without shifting anything, give it a good press down. Try and get that card to pick up the Wilted Violet through the stencil. And I'll peel the stencil and the card off together. And I've got a nice pattern there. And I've got another piece of card here which I can lay on top of that Wilted Violet pattern that's left behind. And then we've got the inverse of that. I think a bit more Shaded Lilac. I've got this grungy bubble wrap-esque stamp. I'll cover that in Wilted Violet, use my brayer, carefully place that on there, and hopefully transfer some of the Wilted Violet to the gel plate. Then place the stencil back on. add my card, add my scrap paper, press down. So my stencil pattern now has the stamped pattern in the background. So let's do a bit of mopping up. I'm going to use this bit of card on whatever's left here. I won't use all of these backgrounds today, I don't think. So whatever I don't use will go in my box of backgrounds and bits. So that's quite textural. And we'll give that a clean. Just need to wipe it off with a baby wipe or a damp cloth, or run it under the tap, and that can go back in its box. I've got lots of ink left on this stencil. I'm going to spritz it with this white pearl shimmer spray and put another piece of card on and pick up the colour. So that's quite a nice pattern. This has got plenty of ink on it too. I'll add the shimmer spray and another piece of card. It's lovely. And this stamp should have some ink on it where I lifted it off of the gel plate. So I've spritzed that with the shimmer spray again. The thing about gel printing is you could just keep going forever and ever and ever, and before you know it, you're drowning in backgrounds. But if you take a couple of colours and just do a couple of techniques, you shouldn't end up with too many. There, that's beautiful. I've still got some ink on my brayer, so I'll just roll it off onto this. And there you have lots of backgrounds created with just shaded lilac and wilted violet. So for the first card, I want to add some heat embossing onto my smushy background. So I'm going to give it a dust, and I'll make sure it's ready by sprinkling this over. Yep, nothing's stuck. And I want to add a marble pattern to it. So I've got this large stamp. I'll pop that stumpy side up, ink it up with sticky embossing ink. I'm using my dirty ink pad because I'm going to use an opaque embossing powder, so it doesn't matter if the ink is a bit dirty. And I'll place this on here. It covers most of the card. And give it a good press, again without shifting anything. We'll cover that in the Wow Metallic Gold Rich Pale Regular embossing powder, and I'll melt that with my heat tool. That looks absolutely gorgeous now. Now I'm going to use these strip dies to cut this down. Right, I've got 8 strips and I've stuck them on a bit of washi tape because I want to keep them in order. I want the pattern to match up. I don't know if I'm going to use them like that, but it gives me the option and makes it easier. So I've worked out where the middle of my card is vertically, and I'm going to draw a line across there, working straight on the card blank. I'll open this up so I don't get glue on the inside. Just run a little bit of glue along that line there. And then take one of these strips, and I've taken it from the middle of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so I can put 5 on the front of this card and have the pattern match up. And I'm going to add the next 2 strips, or the bottom one and the top one, 1.5 centimetres from the edges. So we'll add some more glue here, line that up along that line that I drew. And now I'll take these ones here and I'll eyeball these into place so they're equidistant from the one above and the one below, more or less. So I'll give those a firm press down with some non-stick paper, and I'll trim the overhang off. And I want the edges to look beveled as if they've been die cut. So I'll use my edge beveling tool. So I've used this circle die with a heart trim around the edge to cut out this circle from vellum. I've added a bit of high-tack white glue to the back, and I'm going to place that in the middle horizontally but centered on that third line down, which is roughly where this piece of marbled paper is. So that's going to serve as a foundation for a focal point. For my main focal point, I'm going to use a butterfly, and I'm going to cut the outline out of the wilted violet. Or actually, maybe I will cut the outline out of this area. Yes, with the wilted violet at the bottom, shaded lilac at the top. Just for a nice little bit of variation. I've cut the main butterfly out of white. I'm going to add it to the purple butterfly just with a bit of glue on the body area so that the wings stay separate. I think I'll actually cut off the purple antenna. So I'll add some glue to the back of the butterfly and place it slightly off centre on the vellum still. My sentiment reads, enjoy your special day, and I think it's a Julie Hickey foilable that I haven't foiled. I've put a little bit of foam tape on the back with some wet glue so that I can wiggle it into place. The foam tape will just give it a little bit of dimension, and I think that will look nice snuggled in between the antenna and between these two strips. And for my butterfly's body, I'm going to use Gold Coast Nouveau glitter drops and just put a few drops in that body area right up to the head. This will dry clear, but it'll have some gold glitter in it, and then we'll just add a few gold glitter drops around this focal area. And that's our first card, made with shaded lilac and wilted violet distress oxides. For card number 2, I'm going to use this one because it's just a lovely background, and I'm going to die cut using a stitched rectangle die. And to help those pretty pastels pop, I'm going to give it a mat of black cardstock, and that mat is going to be 1/16 of an inch or 1.6 millimeters wide. This ruler is a mini Perfect Layers ruler, and I got it at the Crafty Charity Shop, but I believe they're still available to buy new. For my sentiment, I've chosen this Thanks, and I've die cut the skinny bit from black to match the skinny black mat, and the shadow I've die cut from the same card as the card blank and the panel, and I'll add that like that. I just put high-tack white glue on the back using my glue dotter. There is a video linked below if you want to know how to make a glue dotter. I'll press that down with some non-stick paper, and I'm thinking maybe there, a third of the way up. So I'll add my panel to my card front. Again, I've added some foam tape to the back and put wet glue on it so it gives me a moment to wiggle it into position. And I'm so tempted to put lots of die cuts on this, but I'm really liking it the way it is. Having said that, it needs a bit of bling and a few sprinkles. So I'm going to use Nouveau glitter drops in White Blizzard. So this dries clear, but has a little bit of iridescent glitter in it. Lovely round glittery drops. It's not clean because there's no white space really, but it's very simple, and I do like that very pastel pattern with the bold pops of black. And once those drops have dried, there'll be just the right amount of glitter, I think. On to our third card now, and we've got the stenciling and the stamping with that Distress Bubble Wrap stamp. And I'm going to give it a good splatter with gold for shimmer and shine, for energy, for movement. And I do love purple and gold together. Gold is very yellowy, and yellow is the complementary colour to purple. It's on the opposite side of the colour wheel. So they bring out the best in each other. It's very majestic, I think. I'll dry that. I'm going to cut a strip from this. It's about 2 inches wide. The exact width doesn't matter. I just wanted a symmetrical pattern. I've given that a thin black border in the same way that I did on the previous card. And I'm going to place it over to the left so that the border here, here and here is more or less equal. For a nice pop of contrast, I've cut this black foliage vine thing and I'm going to stick it over my background. I'll just carefully add some high-tack glue using my stylus to some strategic places. That can go here, offset again, over to the left. Sometimes you want to centralize everything and sometimes it looks good offset. Just adds a little bit of extra interest. And now I'm going to snip off the bottom. My sentiment says "Here for you," and it's one of my print and cut sentiments. I will do a video on printing and cutting your own sentiments in the near future. I've put it on some foam tape and added it on this intersection here, one of the sweet spots. Thinking of adding a few teeny tiny butterflies and cutting them out of this area again, the shaded lilac and the wilted violet blendy bit. I've got a little flotilla of butterflies that I can add fluttering up the card just for a little bit of extra something. I think maybe we'll use the darker ones down the bottom and the lighter ones towards the top. Might not be very visible, but they're there if you look closely. And I don't think that needs any more. Happy with that. So that's the secondary colours completed. We've done primaries red, blue and yellow, secondaries orange, green and violet. In the next few videos I'll look at some tertiary colours, those colours that are between the primaries and the secondaries, so red orange, orange yellow, yellow green, green blue, blue violet, red violet, and take you through the rest of the distress oxides that I own. I've got some neutrals as well, browns, greys, black, that kind of thing. So if you want to see those videos, then do subscribe and ring the notification bell. And I'll see you back here for another video very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.